Hello, everyone in the Baccarat world. This is Baccarat Stu here with you with a video. Had a little bit of a glitch with recording with the audio, so I'm having to come back and redo the audio again. So I'm going to be actually talking over the video. A lot of people have been requesting Baccarat Stu. We're interested in your system, but we want to see it with live play. We believe that live play is different, and we want to actually see you with some skin in the game and not just the simulators. I just want to clarify real fast that the simulators are, to me, it's all the same. The backrest the same. The cards are going to come out as they come out. The the past cards have no bearing on the future cards, but we're going to put one unit on banker. We're playing with a 40-cent unit right now, but by the way, guys. Um, anyways, the past cards have no bearing on the future cards, but and so to me, it doesn't really matter if you're playing a simulator or the live stuff. And we lost down one unit. Keep track of that, guys. We're going for 6 units. Um, uh, but some people they want to see the live. I only do the simulator because the system can sometimes take time. In the simulator, I could get through a bunch of hands a lot quicker. Like this one will be a little bit slower. So yeah, so that's why we I do the simulator, but as by overwhelming demand, I've seen people request to put real money in and do real play, and so I put a little bit of money in just to show you guys how this works. And right now we're playing with a 40-cent unit, and nothing too impressive to be honest, but it's not so much about how much we're playing with right now or how much we're winning. It's about how it can be scaled. And this system, like I said, I've been working with it for several months, very consistent, can be scaled very well. I'm not going to say it can be scaled fast. If you're looking for a get rich quick scheme, this isn't the system for you. This is more of like think of it as an investment or another job, um, to earn money slowly over time. I'll see a little bit of the video. Um, you know, uh, Right now, we're playing 40-cent units. We aim for 30 units a day. I'll tell you why here in a second. But we aim for 30 units a day, which with a 40-cent unit comes out to $12 a day, which is going to be $360 a month. And, a lot of people might, I think, well, one, I think we could all use an extra $360 a month in our budget. But it's not as great as what some other people might be doing. But the thing is you just have to keep in mind that we're going to be scaling. So it doesn't matter if you start at one penny units, 20-cent units, 40-cent units, $1 unit, $5 unit, $25 unit, $100 unit, $1,000 unit, $20,000 unit. It's all going to scale. And I mean, eventually, like I said, over time, it's going to turn into like an extra $2,700 a month now. You just have to look at it as maybe today you're making $12 a day, but over the long haul, you're actually through the averages, you're actually making maybe like $60 a day by the time that you're actually done with it. Um, so you just have to keep, and then also too, it's really genius, and I would be happy to share with you guys how I have this set. Um, the longer you play, the safer it's actually going to be. So even though the numbers will rise, the way I have it set up is the most dangerous time in the system is the beginning. You'll get more and more units. So even though by the time you're actually playing for big money, you're doing it a lot safer. And you guys will really love how I have this set up. Anyway, so the reason that we do 30 units a day is there's two reasons for it. One is I think by having a small goal. And when I say 30 units a day, usually I'm talking about, like 5 units of 6 units at a time, or six sessions of 5 units at a time, really short sessions. And the purpose of that, because the system will work if you just play it nonstop, day after day, hour after hour. But I want you guys to live your lives, number one, and not have your lives revolve around how cards move. But then also, the idea is by having such short goals, it enables you to really have your mind's focus on what you're doing, and without trying to push too hard or push too fast or anything like that. And because when you're not focused, that's when you tend to make mistakes. And you can't we can't do anything if we don't play correctly. And so that's the whole point of just doing 30 units a day. So the other point is, I feel like if you do make a mistake, you're more likely to rage deposit. If you can make a mistake and lose your money, you're more likely to rage deposit. And for the most of us, if you are working a normal job, you don't necessarily have the money to keep rage depositing, and it puts you out and stuff. So it's kind of like it spaces out the time of, and like I said, I don't think you're gonna bust unless you make mistakes. Um, but it spaces out the time that you know, so that you're not rage depositing. So we're gonna put a 2 unit bet now on Banker. We're currently down 1 unit. Um, so like a lot of people, they'll the thing to remember with this system is it's not a get rich quick scheme. We're down 3 units right now. I'm not worried, totally in control. It's going to be just fine. So it's not a get rich quick scheme. And what I mean by that is you're not going to get make a whole lot of money overnight. Sometimes a lot of people, they have a tendency to come to the tables. They're like, oh, I have a $50 expense. Let me just go get $50 and pay that expense. And sometimes it works out that way, but other times it turns into a massive loss, and you still have that $50 expense. So that's usually not the best way to go about it. It's best way is to think about that $50 expense you might have 3 months from now, and be working to build something consistent so that you have the $50 already stored up. So um, with my system, or I think where I've come down on why this is like the system, I don't want to say the system end all systems, but pretty close. I think it's the last system you ever need, because to me, it's at the end of the day, I think that Baccarat is, it's like a coin flip game, and streaks happen in coin flips. You could get heads several times, tails several times, and it's those losing streaks that really knock out just about any system. So, as a Baccarat player, if you tell me I'm going to win 50% of the hands, or I'm going to win 40% of the hands, or 30% of the hands, it doesn't, and even 20% of the hands, it doesn't matter to me really, because I can build a system to adjust for that. What matters to me is the long losing streaks. And I feel like, as you notice, we're not playing every hand. And the way we're going with this, I feel like, like I said, I've tested this for several months. I feel like I've really eliminated the losing streaks from the game, like the long losing uh, streaks. And not to say that, it can't happen, but I've made it extremely difficult for the dealer to do it to us. And like I said, I've been doing this for several months, haven't busted a single time. So I really feel like I've pulled it out. And well, like I said, I'm so confident in what I've done as I'm selling this concept and this idea. Um, I'm probably the only one on the internet who's selling something like this, who's willing to offer, insurance. Uh, because I'm gonna back up a little bit. The thing is you got to have something that's has as many bullets as possible, but it's not enough to just have bullets. You can flatbed and have as many bullets as you want, and you slowly lose. You got to have the trick to coming up with a good system. Or our next bet's going to be 2 units, by the way, when we do bet. The trick to coming up with a good system is you got to create many bullets and you got to create many effective bullets. So we're going to put 2 units on banker here. Um, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 units on bank. 80 cents. Um, Effective bullets. And what I mean by effective bullets is bullets that get you back to where you need to be quickly. But the trick is you got to be able to do it without ooh, tied at natural leads. You got to be able to do it without 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 making the numbers that you're risking too crazy. And that's always going to be the balancing act. It's really, really difficult. And I feel like I said, I've got something that's as close to perfect as you're gonna get. Let's see, two. Nice, stole it. All right, so we're down 1 unit right now. We're down three. We're down one, then down three, then we're up two, so we're down one. Our next bet's gonna be a 6 unit bet. So I mean that's really the real trick, and I really feel like I've mastered that trick. To the point where I'm offering, like I said, the insurance. So let me explain it to you guys one more time. And then I'll also tell you guys about an Easter sale that I have going on right now. That's going to be good for the next 14 days from when this video is posted. So, tier one, or there's 3 tiers that you can participate in. Tier one is $500, and I will send you videos, and you'll have access to me to ask questions and stuff on how everything works. That's the most basic tier. For an extra $250 in any of this, you can have one-on-one session with me. We'll schedule a time. You'll still get the videos and all the access to me and stuff like that. But we'll schedule a time where I can go through this all with you one-on-one. All right, so that's for $500. For $1,000, that's going to be tier two. And tier two is exactly the same as tier one, except for that's where you get the insurance policy where if you do bust your bankroll using my system, I will uh reimburse you the money that you spent on the system. Again, I don't think anyone on the internet is that confident that they're willing to do that. And then tier three is really cool in my opinion. Um Tier three is so it's $2,000 to join tier three. And what tier three is it gets you everything that tier one and tier two gets you, but it also I take 1,000 out of the 2,000 that you gave me, and I put it into an account. And as many people as do it is, we put it all into accounts like crowdfunding a bankroll, and every week you'll get a percentage of what we pull out, sent to you. And the more people who do it, the more money we'll make because everything is on how we're doing this is percentage based. So if we put in big numbers, we'll pull big numbers out. And I'm very excited to share that with you guys. And on top of that, you'll get live access to um, recordings that we do, and live access to recordings that we do every day when we earn the money. You'll get live access to the Discord where you'll be able to talk with me. You'll have more access to me and other players that are part of the tier three team. And we'll just all make a lot of money together. So, I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys about that. Whatever you guys think, or whatever one you think fits you. I'm very happy to talk with you. My email is baccaratstu@gmail.com. You can come talk to me anytime. All this information will be in the description, and you could ask questions, figure out what works for you. I'm really excited about the tier three idea though with the crowdfunding because, like I said, just all this is about just compounding our winnings and making them as big as possible. And the more people who come in, the more money we'll all be able to make. Um, so yeah. So the way I'm doing this is I'm looking for a very particular read and based off of a couple of different things. And once that read comes up, then I'm going to put my bet in. And I have a read that I've created for myself that I look for. I'll be happy to share it with you guys. The but the important I think is it's nothing necessarily special about my read per se. Okay, we're gonna put in a 6 unit bet on player here. Um, let's see how it goes. So there's nothing really special about my read per se. Um, but I do recommend just having one read, and you will notice that if you just play one read, ooh, rate one, 7-1, nice. All right, so we're at 5 units now. Our next bet's going to be 1 unit, and then we'll be out of here once we get 6 units. Um, and it's just if you just have one read that you play, I feel like you just take away those losing streaks. You're not necessarily looking at patterns, but you're making them beat you on one specific thing. And I think that that is a very, very strong way to play. And I think the more you practice with it, the more you see what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm hoping to make more of these videos with the live stuff. Better than this because, like I said, I had an audio problem with this one, so I had to go back and re-record it. Um, but yeah, we're not looking at patterns. Like some people do, or we're not building a software that thinks that it can magically tell you what to bet. The thing is as humans, we are really good at seeing certain patterns, but the truth is everything is a pattern. And by just playing with the patterns that we see, we're going to get eaten alive because there's some patterns. And really, the truth is, you can only recognize patterns once they're in the past. You can't recognize them in the future because the future hands have nothing to do with the past hands. But like I said, if we play one situation, it's kind of hard to go on a long losing streak with one situation. Um, if you look there at any shoe, you could see kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. Um, all right, so um, but yeah, I got one more unit. I'm just waiting for my read. The thing is you have to be able to put big numbers out of your head. Um, the the internet is full of people making big bets, doing all kinds of stupid stuff. And you know what? The big action gets a lot of clicks, and I don't think that I'm necessarily going to get a lot of clicks playing with 40 cents because I know no one really cares about 40 cents. But you just got to put the numbers out of your head and just grind. And as you grind, the numbers will become bigger and bigger and bigger. And you just focus on being consistent and safe. And don't worry about trying to get there all in one day, all in one night. It's like gonna be a long process, but once it gets there, it'll ramp up really, really fast. And I just want you guys to be on board with, it's not gonna be sexy, but it's gonna be consistent. And in the long run, we're gonna make a lot of money together, guys, doing this. Like I said, I'd love to hear from you all. My email is BaccaratStu@gmail.com. And I was just waiting for that moment to come up here where we make that one last bit. Um, and the idea is, like I said earlier, that you don't have to spend a whole lot of time of your day to this. Just go in, get what you need, and get out kind of thing. Player one. Like I said, you can sit and play it all day long if you want to, and if you're in a hurry. But I think when you're in a hurry, that's when you tend to make a lot of mistakes. You tend to do some dumb stuff. So just enjoy the ride. Don't worry about the big numbers. All right, we're gonna put one unit down on player here, and then if we win, that'll be the end of the video because we're currently at 5 units. And like I said, I'll be hope to make so many more videos for you guys like this. Everyone's requesting the live play. People, nice. Actually, everyone seems to be requesting the live play, and that's the feedback that I've been getting. So here it is, proof that it works in the live way just as well as it works in the sim way. Like I said, I only really do the sims just to make the videos a little bit quicker. Um, yeah, so that's it. That's 6 units. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Be sure to check the description for my email and for the coupon code. I really do appreciate you guys sticking around and hearing what I have to say, seeing what I have to, the videos that I'm making. Like I said, I hope to make better videos, a little bit better videos in the future, but I don't want to waste any more of you guys' time. I really appreciate you guys staying here. I wish everybody good luck at the tables and have a good rest of your day. Have a good day, everybody. See you.